Off the top at 6, we continue to cover breaking news from Southampton County. Chopper 10 shows the scene where human remains were found during the search for missing teen Angelica A.J. Hadsell.
Police and the FBI have been out on this rural property all day long, and let's show you where in Southampton County they are. They're very close to the North Carolina border on Smiths Ferry Road. That is Route 258. We have team coverage of this breaking news. Joe Fisher has reaction to today's developments.
First, Brandy Cummings is at the scene where those remains were discovered. Brandy.
Tom, Nicole, crews spent the day focusing their efforts in the backyard of this home here on Smiths Ferry Road. Video from Chopper 10 shows investigators still gathering evidence this afternoon. We believe the human remains that were found are under the blue tent you see. Norfolk police say their investigators found the body this morning just before 10 a.m. and as you can see, it's outside of the home and by a shed in the backyard. Neighbors tell us this home has been vacant for 2 years, but they say they saw a vehicle at the home a few weeks ago. You'll remember Angelica Hadsell has been missing for more than a month. Norfolk police have searched a park, a wooded area in Chesapeake, and even Isle of Wight County looking for the teen. Today's search here in Southampton County led them to the remains, but police have not yet confirmed whether or not they belong to A.J. Hadsell. Nevertheless, the commotion has people living in this very tight-knit community pretty shaken up to know someone could be found dead so close to their homes.
Everybody knows everybody out here, and it's crazy, especially just like the other lady told me, there's a chance that it's not the missing teenager. It could be somebody that we know and just don't realize is missing yet.
And that's a detail we also won't know until the Norfolk Medical Examiner's Office completes its exam, but we don't know just yet how long that will take. For now, live in Southampton County, Brandy Cummings, 10 on your side.
And I'm Joe Fisher, live in Norfolk outside the Hadsell family home. This is where AJ was last seen at 7 o'clock in the morning on Monday, March 2nd. It has been 38 days since the 18-year-old here from Norfolk, a freshman at Longwood University, went missing while home on spring break. The family tells me it has been 38 days of pain. Today, what could be a major break in this case. I just asked AJ's mother, Jennifer Hadsell, about the search in Southampton County in Franklin. I asked her a little bit about the county. She said AJ has no ties to that area. Her family has no ties to that area. It's possible she's never even been in Southampton County before. I asked her about the home that police are searching on Smiths Ferry Road, and AJ's mom again told me that they do not have that home does not have any meaning to them. You just saw Brandy at the scene there in Franklin. That is 50 miles from here on Millard Street in Norfolk. I talked with AJ's mom off camera, like I just mentioned, and she found out at 10 o'clock this morning, just after 10 o'clock, about the human remains that were found. That's around the same time we got an alert from police that they were searching in the area. There have been dozens of tips and leads that police had followed over the past month and a half, but they have all seemingly turned up nothing. The family says they are hoping and they are praying that the remains found today are not those of their beloved AJ, but if they are in fact AJ, a family friend says it would help the family in their desperate search for answers.
I think it's a little bit of closure, and I think it would bring us to the next step of how and who, because that's important. That's what needs to happen. We would love her to come home, but we don't know.
And we do just want to touch on a couple of other things. Norfolk police say they plan to continue their investigation on Smiths Ferry Road in Franklin for all night long. They say that their investigation will be very in-depth. And Norfolk police say they plan to be there all night long. And just a little bit more about that area in Franklin. Last week, on last Friday, we told you how A.J. Hadsell's father was actually working in the Franklin area at the time of A.J.'s disappearance. Detectives were searching in Isle of Wight County last week, as well as yesterday, we're learning, asking neighbors if they had seen a white truck that possibly could have been driven by Wesley Hatzel, and if you've been following this case, you know that her father remains behind bars on 6 felony counts for breaking into a home to do his own detective work. More recently, 1 misdemeanor count of maiming an animal while he broke into that home. So we're still looking for a lot of answers here, a lot of answers still to come. But again, the family is prayerful and hopeful that those remains found today are not those of Angelica Hatzel. For now, we're live in Norfolk. Joe Fisher, 10 on your side.
And one more look at the scene from Chopper 10 of the investigation in Southampton County. The story continues on WAVY.com. With today's story, you'll find previous coverage and video of the search for A.J. Hatzel. And we'll have an update for you on WAVY News 10 at 11.